retailers. If you have these products, do immediately stop consuming and take the product back to the point of purchase for a full refund.
Let's turn to this now. Commissioners at the Madlanga inquiry are not convinced by testimony from Ekurhuleni Metro suspended legal head Kemi Bahari, who failed to support the extended suspension of a senior official. In February of 2023, EMPD Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi was suspended for allegedly fitting blue lights to a fleet of cars belonging to crime boss Vusmuzi Kat Matlala. However, when his suspension expired, Bahari refused to support an extension. Tabiso Goba reports.
Bahari says he was approached by an investigating officer for legal guidance regarding the extending of the suspension of EMPD's Deputy Chief, Julius Mkhwanazi. Bahari says he found evidentiary gaps in the investigation. Bahari says he felt there were more witnesses that needed to be questioned, including News 24's investigative journalist Jeff Wicks, who exposed the blue light scandal. However, Chairperson Mbuyiseli Madlanga says he doesn't understand why he would need a statement from a journalist.
So I don't understand why you would have insisted on a statement by Mr. Jeff Wicks.
Bahari says after Mkhwanazi's suspension expired, the matter was never raised again until recently. Tabiso Goba, Eyewitness News.
And the UN says drone strikes in war-torn Sudan have killed nearly 100 civilians and injured many more in just over 2 weeks. According to the Office of the UN, at least 90 civilians were killed and 142 injured in drone strikes. The strikes, which were carried out by both the Rapid Support Forces and Sudan's regular army, struck a World Food Programme convoy, markets, health facilities and residential neighbourhoods in the south and north of the country. A partly cloudy Tuesday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg drops to an overnight low of 15 degrees, peaking at 29. Pretoria drops to 18, reaching a high of 32. Vereeniging 16 and 31. Monke Ziko Ko. Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app. Comfort ends where Marawa Sports Worldwide begins. If it's shaking sport, we are already on it.
Sobersly's hit. Oh my goodness me, score! Dominic Sobersly is quite simply a magician with a dead ball.
Hashtag MSW.
I don't want to be taking the players to South Africa.
أنا مش عايز أخد اللاعبين ونسافر رحلة طويلة جنوب أفريقيا.
To go meet my family and
علشان أروح أقابل عائلتي وأصدقائي فقط.
We want to go to South Africa to get 3 points.
إحنا عايزين نذهب لجنوب أفريقيا عشان ناخد ال3 نقط اللي هيكونوا مصريين في مجموعنا.
Strong opinions, strong sources, strong sport.
And that's why I proudly present a true legend of the pen, Matselane Mamabolo.
Journalism personified. You don't just wake up in the morning and become sports editor and become sports writer of the year 3 times, in a row. Mr. Mamabulo, what a fine scholar, what a fine gentleman you are.
Well, we've got a disciplinarian. We've got somebody who does not compromise with excellent output.
My friend, well done on 30 years of journalism. Your writing is legendary.
Hashtag MSW. No protection, no PR spin, just accountability.
I'm very ticked by people that underperform, whether it's my players, whether it's my staff, whether it's match officials. I'm very ticked about it. And people tend to undermine us, especially myself, because I'm short.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947.
Reaction Monday.
My Reaction Monday.
My Reaction Monday.
It's Monday today. It's Reaction Monday.
My Reaction Monday. Wow, man, what a weekend.
Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
It is the Monday today, Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
Hey, Babu Robert. Hey, you know, Cebo Manyapelo once say football are not there for. Sundowns play draw. Sundowns need a win.
Therefore, they need to beat Rulani, the same guy that made Sundowns more famous, more scared to become a more scaring team in Africa. They have to face that guy now. They need a maximum point, or else they are out. That's football for you. That's football for you. So I smell something here. Rulani will kill Sundowns' dream. Will kill Sundowns' Champions League dream this year. Because Rulani will beat Sundowns. Rulani will beat Sundowns. Rulani will beat Flemingbeck and Cardoso. Yeah, football and that therefore.
Hey, football's got no therefore. Oh, you gotta love it, but it is a Monday. Welcome to the show. Hope you had a great weekend. What is it that caught your attention over the weekend? Get it off your chest by simply sending your WhatsApp voice note, calling directly in studio. And we will have the entire nation listening to you as you unpack every single moment. And I don't know, I mean, were you up? Were you watching the Super Bowl? Any big fans of the Super Bowl that make it like an annual thing to watch it? Maybe you can share some of those thoughts as well. And what is it that you do enjoy watching the Super Bowl? I've always just enjoyed the build-up. You know, from a broadcasting perspective, I always just think that the work that ESPN and them do as far as the build-up is concerned is really and truly magical, even if you don't know anything about the sport. But just the different crossings to the different venues and across the country, and they crisscross the length and breadth of the world, just giving a different perspective is really awe-inspiring. So from my perspective, that's as far as I go. But yeah, so much to talk about, man. Blitzboks, hey, Springbok Sevens delivering that statement performance in Perth, clinching a thrilling 21-19 victory over Fiji Sevens in that HSBC SVNS final at the HBF Park yesterday.
The enforcer, Oosthuizen, has beaten 3. And he locks it up.
Well, look at this from Ryan Oosthuizen down the edge, absorbs 1, runs over 2, gets rid of 3, and in the 4th. That is absolutely brutal running from Oosthuizen. Oh, yeah, come on.
I've undersold him. For the first time in a long time, South Africa are cup winners in Australia.
Yeah, I think somebody told me tonight, I think the first time in 9 years that we managed to get a win, incredibly special for us, especially with this new generation coming through. Winning is a habit, and if we can create the good habits in this team and this winning culture, this team can go places. So really happy with this. So yeah, now Cape Town semi-final. We set the benchmark for us as semi-finals, and the last 3 tournaments, 1, 2 and 1 semi-final. So I think we're definitely on the right track, but now we need to keep on working hard, make sure we can do that competitive. And we said from last season to this season, we need to be consistent, so the hard work lies ahead now for us. Yes, 100%. I think good performance overall. I still believe we can be more clinical. Our tackle completion rate can still go up, but it just shows if you keep your ball, you can control this game. And I think our work-ons for this week was definitely to defend teams for longer, and once we defend to make turnovers, put them under pressure, create pressure points, and then once we have turnovers, put points on the board. And I think our strike rate, especially when we entered the 22, was a lot higher than last week. So the guys showed a lot of composure, and if you have the evident attitude that the guys showed, you're always going to give yourself a fighting chance up until the last minute. And I think a good weekend for us.
All right, that was Philip Snyman hailing the Blitzboks belief and also the effort after that 21-19 win over Fiji, securing their title, the Perth title yesterday. The victory, though, which is a rebound from last week's 4th place in Singapore, keeping South Africa's overall title hopes alive. They now trail Fiji by just 4 log points heading into the final legs in Vancouver and also LA next month. Arsenal fans, are you okay?
Trossard. Touch the cross and a chance to strike from the edge of the box, and Arsenal do have their breakthrough. And just like last week at Ellen Road, it is Martin Zubamendi who sets Arsenal on their way.
Finding something a little bit special. Well, here it is. Lets the ball roll across his body, and that is such a controlled hit from Zubamendi. He doesn't just lash it, that's real control. And guiding that ball into the near post is absolutely inch perfect. It had to beat a goalkeeper in the form of Roofs off the near side post into the far corner. What a finish that is.
Well, bravery at its best, coming through from Arsenal. The manager as well, Mikel Arteta, urging focus despite Arsenal's 9-point lead at the top of the Premier League, insisting though that they have still got to win so many games.
Nothing that we still have to win so many games still to achieve what we want. So there's no focus on that. That's something else. We've done our job now. We had what we have to do, assess that, try to improve it, and get ready for Brentford. The type of character that we expected, and obviously when you put that shirt on, it comes with a lot of responsibility and huge expectations, and you need to live with that. And in your journey here, you're going to have moments where it goes really well, and others that you're going to be tough, because as well you have an opponent that plays a part, and it makes it really difficult for you. But I love his character, the way he approaches every single day, and the fact that he's so focused on the present, what he has to do, and he has a genuine will to help the team in whatever role he has. Depending how better the other ones get. So if the other ones get better, we need to get better. There is an opponent and the level in the Premier League, honestly, Sunderland, they are top side. They make it so hard for you. And that's the level. If they raise it, you have to raise it again and try to find those margins to win, but the differences are not that big.
Here we go. Marawa Sports Worldwide. We don't just report on the game, we put it on blast.
You like a song or Matumipa?
5:30 to 7 p.m. Monday to Friday on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
All right. Another headline grabber, hey? And that's why tonight the spotlight kind of falls on Durban City Football Club. I mean, a club at a defining crossroads in its journey, a bold vision, a modern football philosophy, and also now a major decision that has sent ripples through the Durban football community. What is it that I'm talking about? I mean, the head coach who was just appointed not so long ago, Sinethemba Patela, stepping down with immediate effect, a decision that the club insists is neither about results nor about professionalism. So what is it about? I mean, who takes charge of the bench right now? And how does Durban City steer through this intensity of a season, the run-in that leaves no room for hesitation? All right, to help us unpack the moment and also chart the road ahead, we are joined by the Durban City FC chairman, Farouk Kadodia, who's going to take us through this decision that's left us all gobsmacked. Mr. Chair, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening to you, Robert, to you and all listeners. It's only a pleasure to speak to you.
Well, it's a great pleasure, you being available, even at the most ardent of times. Mr. Chair, very simple question. Why have you had to say goodbye to the coach?
I think, as our message on the website said, it's very clear. It's not about the results. It was the philosophy of the coach that when we engaged the coach, we were very confident that we'll start fresh again and we'll get a fresh philosophy to the club. And with that, we made it clear that the club has got goals in place. We've achieved well at the halfway mark. We're not bringing in a coach here to save relegation, but we're bringing in a coach to sustain what we have and ensuring that we'll achieve our targets of top 8. In so doing, I think the important thing was, as much as what I can have the criticism, the important thing was that this philosophy of Coach Badela needed much more time. And he alluded to the fact last week when I met him. And he said, I need more time to get this philosophy in. Because you must remember that, players to intercept so much of information compared to what they had before is a major transformation. And to enforce that was a big challenge. It could probably happen to the way you wanted in game 7 or 8. And this is where the risk for the club was, to say exactly that, listen, are we going to just basically finish number 10 or 11 or 12 in the season? And, I personally addressed these issues with Coach Badela last week, post our game in East London, pre the game on Friday night. And, we ventilated a lot of issues. And, the important thing was that the fact that a lot of tactical pressure was put onto players. Although we lost and drew the game on Friday, eventually with the penalties, we had to make a strong decision to say exactly that, look, as much as what we were convinced by the presentation of the coach, but the execution had to be reviewed. And I suggested that let's keep whatever we've done well and just integrate the philosophy. And that was not taken kindly by the coach.
Yeah. I get confused, Farouk, and please do help me in my confusion, because I have the coaches only having coached 3 matches. Am I correct?
Yeah, correct, yeah.
And you have qualified for the last 16 of the Nedbank Cup, correct?
Correct.
He won a game against Polokwane City. He only lost 1 game against Chippa United. That's 3 games. He's won 2. You through to the next round of the Nedbank Cup. He sits 6th position in the log table in the Bedway Premiership. He took over when Gavin Hunt left. Gavin left the team at number 8. You are number 6 right now. You through to a knockout cup, but you get rid of the coach under very mysterious circumstances about philosophy and everything else. Surely that does not make any football sense.
Look, I must reiterate the log position. My interim coaches got the victory against Orbit that took us from 8th position to 6th position. And we sustained that position with the result against Polokwane, undoubtedly. And I think, as much as what you can feel is mysterious, the important thing was that we fully supported the head coach in bringing players that he wanted. The only thing that I couldn't support him that because of budget constraints, he wanted a season analysis. And that's the only area that I could not support him. But I supported him every way, be whatever the training programs were, be whatever you call it. The reality is that, yes, could I ask myself the question, did I have the patience or didn't have the patience, The important thing is that it wasn't like, in a situation that where you have the patience to say exactly your objective. In the larger front, and I think, where people don't understand and you might feel it's mysterious, I think the important thing is that the seriousness of me competing into a top 8 position to fulfill the growth of the team was important, and I couldn't take that risk.
But how do you know that it's a risk when you're sitting comfortably in 6th position and you're having an opportunity as well to beef up the coffers if you get far in the Nedbank Cup and there is consistency? Because why I say I'm confused, Farouk, and I ask you for your help here. You said that it has mutually agreed to part ways. I don't think this was mutual. That's what the statement says. Do you think it was a mutual decision?
I'll retract the word mutual. I will be proud to say that the club decided to terminate the contract.
So the statement is incorrect because it's not mutual.
Yeah, basically, I did correct it later on. Maybe it arrived at the desk very late. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, this is the official press release that came through from your club. Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
So if it's not a mutual parting of ways, then how do you say to a person who, when you sat with him, you said this to him?
If there's one thing that caught my attention to the club was my meeting with the board and the chairman. And the chairman said only one thing to me. He said, look, forget about what happened at Chippa, which is something I don't want to talk about. He said to me, forget about what happened there. Come to Durban City and the club will give you full support and an opportunity to coach in the PSL. And of course, I looked at the squad, and when I looked at the players, I could not say no to working with such a good group. And looking at the club is well run. So those few things have really caught my attention, and it was not a difficult decision to make.
I mean, there's hope. That's what you said to him, and that's what also made it easy for him to move to Durban City. And then 3 games later, it's a different story.
I also have a difference of opinion. I think the important thing is that we gave the coach an opportunity. I reiterated those similar words that, bringing a young, inexperienced coach in the PSL, I had to protect him from various quarters, including the media. And, the thing is that because sometimes people don't take kindly when you bring somebody without experience in this league. And I always reiterated, I'll do anything what needs to protect you. But at the end of the day, I think we shared a different vision as far as the game's unfolding. And I think that was the biggest concern. I'm not going to go and drag my feet regarding the tactical errors or the technical issues. But I think the important thing is that, especially in the second round of the league gets rough both internally and externally. And you have to be guided about that. And, look, the thing is that whatever the issues, it might not satisfy certain quarter of your listeners, but, it was a strong decision that I had to take.
Farouk, just before I take a break, I'll come back, I'll chat to you further. Maybe just to make me understand, who makes these decisions when it comes to the coaching or the philosophy or the technical know-how? Is it Farouk Kadodia? Is it Ernest Middendorp? Who's the person who was unhappy?
I take full responsibility.
You take full responsibility?
Yeah. With all the input that I gathered from my staff.
Which staff?
There's quite a few people that work in the team now.
At what level?
I think senior level.
Senior level coaching or senior level administrators?
I think coaching, the reality is that I look at the analysis that was available to see exactly where there's problems as far as the match is concerned. And take full confidence to that,
But who's making these reports?
I think every club has this prerogative to understand who's making reports and what, but I take the final decision.
But the reports that make you to make a decision, those reports are written by who?
No, I don't actually work totally on reports. Basically, it's the analysis that comes out of a match and to question exactly what was evidently seen in a match, and those things basically has to be ventilated.
All right, Farouk Kadodia, when we come back from the break, we'll continue our conversation.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
Baby, I'm breaking up with you.
Oh, is it the snoring?
No, baby, you know I don't mind the snoring.
My bad lasagna?
It's not the lasagna, and it's not because of your mother either.
Then what is it?
It's just that you don't have fiber.
Looking for a connection? Get AfriHost Pure Fiber for blazing fast internet with no strings attached.
Maybe we can still be friends?
Smart Steve from Momentum. Hello.
Stevie, it's Clinton Myers, the Minister of National Treasures.
Mr. Minister, how can Momentum Insure help you?
This economy is not helping with the cost of my gusheshe, my tires, man.
Just get Momentum Insure's safety returns and get up to 30% cash back, even if you claim.
Is it true?
Stru's Bob, Mr. Minister. Visit momentum.co.za or call 0860 006 784. Momentum Insure, keeping you safe on your journey to success. Momentum Insure is an authorized non-life insurer. T's and C's apply.
Deal or No Deal now plays at 7:30. Not when it used to. But adjusting is what we do. We adjust the traffic points that work, then ask for change. We adjust the conversations we don't understand and reply confidently. My thoughts exec. So this one's easy. The same show, same host, same excitement. Just later. Deal or No Deal now plays every weekday at 7:30 on SABC2. Proudly sponsored by Lotto Star.
Lotto Stars, licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Vodacom's Red Hot Deals presents a chance to extra your value with the iPhone 15 double deal. Get 2 iPhone 15 128GB smartphones for just $1,099 per month over 36 months on a 1GB Red Core plan. Plus a Red Flexi 90 plan on the second line. Save a massive $4,680. Miss it, miss out. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together, Vodacom.
The Checkers Extravaganza is now on. Save extra on new deals every week. Like Steakhouse Classic Beef Rib Kanya Roast for $179.99 per kilo. Coca-Cola Original Taste Less Sugar Soft Drink 2 litres, 2 for 45 Rand. And Ariel Laundry Liquid Detergent 3 litres or capsules, 14, 21 or 30 per pack. Buy any 2 and save 30%. Valid until 15 February 2026. Only at Checkers, Checkers Hyper or shop on 6060.
Listen up, corporates. Wrap up your tax year on a meaningful note by donating to DKMS. Your support assists in fighting life-threatening blood cancers by enabling DKMS to recruit more potential donors as well as raising patients' chances of finding a match. And there's an added advantage. Enjoy the benefits of a Section 18A tax certificate, which grants your company a well-deserved rebate. Be a force for good this tax season by giving those in need a new lease on life. Email fundraising at dkms-africa.org to donate today.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
And that's why I proudly present a true legend of the pen, the press box, the people. Ladies and gentlemen, Matselane Mamabolo.
It dawned on me that I walked into 47. Look, I had been at 47 Sawa Street as a cadet training. I only want to do sports and nothing else. And I knew that news and me are never going to mix because I remember there's one time we had gone to the courts. I mean, they make you do court reporting as trainees. Eugene Dikok was giving evidence and he was talking about how he killed black people, and I was just crying in there, and I knew that I could never ever do news but sports. So, and it just happened that the Monday after Bafana had won the Nations Cup, I started in the sports newsroom. So yeah, which was yesterday, 30 years ago.
And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa and to MSW Shores. Compliments of the new season. Reaction Monday. Durban City parted ways with Upatela. I'm so disappointed, Mr. Marawa. No, how can you let an ambitious coach like Patela? I know. Siakala with Durban City. And it seems like Farouk Kotita. So links out Chipampeng is much. Ngeko hambis coach ambitious and Jongo Patela. But wishing him all the best. Mdeni Eswatini. Great show.
Reaction Monday. Good evening, Rob. It's Chili's here down in KZN, Pinetown. Yeah, I'm a happy supporter again. And I would love to see it was a great sporting weekend because my teams, both Manchester United and Kaizer Chiefs, won. But I'm not happy with Farouk Kadodia, the chairman of Durban City. Yeah, this thing of is now firing coaches. He's turning Durban City into this team from Chipa United is chipping away non-stop, man. No, man. Okay, great show as always, Rob. Looking forward.
All right, people saying that they're not happy with the man that I'm currently chatting to, the chairman of Durban City, Farouk Kadodia. You heard the fans, you heard the supporters of football, Farouk. How do you respond to them?
Look, I would understand the mixed feelings that come across. I've had likewise messages from various sectors of the team or supporters of the team that had a difference of opinion. But I will just get to follow up the last point when we went on off air. The statement that we issued on is very self-explanatory. And it says very clearly, following a comprehensive internal review, which I mentioned to you about the analysis and whatever the games have brought about, the club concluded that the time required to fully embed this philosophy was not compatible with the immediate competitive demands of the current campaign, and that was also shared with the coach. With 13 critical fixtures remaining in the season, the environment requires a level of experience, operational readiness, and short-term stability to navigate the pressures both and off of the pitch. The coach was very clear that the 4 weeks that he had in preparation was good enough time to get the team to fit in and align the team to the culture of his brand of football.
But Farouk, in all honesty, and I'm going to put David on, he also wants to ask you a question. In hearing that, I ask then, who conducted the interview to bring Badela in? Because if it's a case of experience or the lack thereof, whoever interviewed him and gave him the job would have known about the lack of experience at the professional level, but still hired him in the first place. So surely, if it was experience, then you fire Gavin Hunt because, I don't know, his tactics are too outdated, etc., etc. So 1 minute there's outdated tactics and philosophies, and another minute a young coach brings in a younger, fresher philosophy, which again is not good enough because he lacks experience. So which one is which?
No, in this case here, we are prepared to give the young coach a chance to see the club looking at a very fresh opportunity and to firmly understand his commitment. And his commitment was very clear that I will get the team up and running in this 4 weeks. And, I need 3 players, and we got into 3 players. And, I'm saying that the unfortunate part when we have to drag the situation beyond the preparation period and now we're entering a competitive phase, then the coach alluded to the fact that, we just needed more time to get this thing right.
David in Parkridge, good evening.
Hi, Mr. Marawa. My question to the chair is, do you have your own philosophy? If yes, do you outline your philosophy in the contract when the coach signed the contract? And lastly, do you think you have got human capital to implement your philosophy if you had one? Thank you.
Thanks, David. Farouk?
Yeah, look, I'll not get too specific. Generally, basically, the team has always promoted a brand of attacking football, with the discipline that it requires, and to build a fan base who enjoy the kind of football that what the club promotes.
Yeah, but as I was asking before David came in about the different philosophies, because that's where as football fans, Farouk, we get confused because, I don't even know if the technical director, was he of the knowledge that Badela needs to go? Was it part of his recommendation as a technical director that Badela has to go because of the inexperience, etc.? Was it solely from him that the decision came from?
No, it was, as I said, it was discussions and it was a complete review of the games that we played and what was the expectations and what's going forward, what are the various challenges that we have. The thing is that I think it's unfair for me to come on air and get to the bottom of how the club is runs its day-to-day affairs.
Why not? The club, why would it be a secret? Why would we not know how the club is run on day-to-day affairs? Surely that's public knowledge. Football is a public sport.
I think as much as what I would love to basically, I think, Durban City should be, given the respect as what Orlando Pirates or the big teams are given. I think the important thing is that there's certain matters that obviously we can talk about and certain matters that we cannot unfold the secrets of the team.
Yeah. I think in the same way, with all due respect, whether it's Kaizer Chiefs or Orlando Pirates or Sundowns, they all go through the same level of interrogation because the only thing we really want is honesty, but also a common understanding of what then becomes of football. And when we don't understand, we ask the questions, and we do respect your availability to answer these questions. But obviously, if they don't make sense, where I'm concerned, I will probe further up until such time as, the penny drops or something makes sense. But all I'm saying is that what role did Amadindo play, for example, in all of this?
Well, basically, I think he was the first person to interview the coach. We did the presentation together. We endorsed as the leader. I'm not trying to make blame. The reality is that, yes, we took a decision to fully support Coach Badela, to give him the opportunity which he didn't have before. And unfortunately, that in our review process after 3 games, we had our concerns, and that basically doesn't matter.
I chuckle there because you say you gave him an opportunity that he did not have before. it's almost like you were doing him a favor.
No, I don't think I hit below the belt. No, not really. I was impressed with his presentation. And you know what? At the end of the day, there's in this rigorous competitive PSL, you've got to basically look at exactly what is really happening, how your players are responding, to get the best out of each department, and to say exactly that are we going to get the kind of the players to sustain this kind of football.
Who takes charge of Durban City now?
On an interim basis, preparation for our next match, the assistant coaches, both Pixel Blava and Ashraf Hendricks, will take charge until we have the window as open to look at the new applications that come through.
And how soon are you wanting to make this appointment?
I'm not going to rush, to be frank to you. I've got to apply my mind properly and to see exactly what's the best. I think the reality is that we must also look at the team. When we assemble the team, we sustain all the good sides of it. We sustain the core of our LFD team that did very well and also did well in the first round of the season. And, we just need to get back to the kind of football that the players will give you the best of what they can produce.
All right, Chairman of Durban City, Farouk Kadodia, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Robert. It was nice and enjoyable to share and interrogate this appointment.
All right, thank you so much indeed. Interrogate the appointment, as Farouk Kadodia says. Right now, though, it's not an appointment. It's what I view as a sacking, because he also admitted that it wasn't anything that was mutually agreed to. It was a decision that was taken. I mean, I don't know. I've aired my side. I've said it really makes no sense.
Hi, Rob. This is Andrew from Rodipot. Rob, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And as a football fanatic, as a PSL consumer, I must say that some of the owners, they never learn from history and they never learn from their mistakes, Rob. I'm really astonished by the sudden departure of Coach Padela at Durban City, especially after watching their game on Friday, where they created 20 chances, Rob, according to the statistics. And I actually watched one particular player, I'm not going to mention names, that missed 3 clear chances. Anywhere in the world, Rob, with a decent player, they could have buried those chances, Rob. But now the question is that Coach Padela arrived in that team and he found those players that were signed by management and the technical director, Rob. How is then Coach Padela getting a flag for that? Because he never signed those players. I think this question must be posed to Mr. Farouk. Thank you, Rob. Andrew from Rodipot.
Andrew, thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense. And that is why I said to Farouk Kadodia that for me, when you've won against Polokwane City, you've lost obviously 2-0 against Chippa. Fine. It's, you win, lose or draw a football game. They lost. But they threw to the next round of a very lucrative cup competition with the Nedbank Cup. They won via penalties. So in 3 games, I mean, who makes decisions to fire a coach after 3 games? Why appoint him in the first place?
Good evening, Rob, and all the listeners. This is Joel from Wattville in Benoni. My reaction Monday, it has to be the game that was played in England yesterday between Manchester City and Liverpool. My congratulations goes to the citizens, because to me, it's like they beat 2 teams in one game. That is Liverpool, obvious, the team that they were playing against, and then Arsenal. Because the frustration that I saw on the Arsenal supporters after the game, it was very, very disappointing. It was as if Manchester City has beaten them, but obvious, I knew what it meant to them. Thanks, Rob. Great show.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. What a weekend of football. I just want to congratulate all the teams that has made it to EE last 16 year Nedbank Cup, especially the KZN teams. And also, I just want to wish Usutolma Peshanko everything of the best tomorrow against EE Polokwane City, because I think they are the only team now which is left Kumatimasa KZN to make it go last 16. It won't be easy, Mr. Marawa. I think Polokwane City, they are very difficult opponents for us. But in the cup game, it's a different ball game, so I expect the boys to do well and come back victorious tomorrow at Old Peter Mokaba Stadium. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Hi, brother Sir JC Tebe here. Good evening to fellow MSW shareholders. Reaction Monday. Sundowns, we played well. It was one of those few times when I got happy watching my team play. And I have no doubt that we are going to the quarterfinals. Yes, I said it. Sundowns is going to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Arsenal is holding it on top there. We're looking good. We look like a team that's going to win the league. West Ham, I'm just happy with what Nuno is doing there. A win for them, and then they look like they are getting away from the relegation. Barcelona 3-0. It was a good win. I'm happy. So it's one of those happy Mondays for me. Thanks a lot, brother. A good show as always.
Thanks, CJ. Thank you very much indeed. We're going to get more of your reaction coming up after the break. Also keeping an eye on the cricket. The T20 World Cup currently underway. Hey, Canada chasing 214 to win it. They need 100 runs right now in 33 balls to win it. Can they do that? The score sitting at 114. Beg your pardon, for 5 wickets that have been taken. Lungingidi on fire has taken 4 for 25, and we'll keep an eye on that cricket match as it unfolds. So 114 for 5. A wild swing. Can it reach 4? No, it doesn't. Probably get a 1 off that one. Stick around. When we come back from the break, we chat all things Kaizer Chiefs. We chat to the co-coach at Kaizer Chiefs, Khalil Ben Yusuf.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW. All cars are designed to move. A Mazda is crafted to move you. Every line, every detail, form in motion, beauty with purpose. So that when you drive, you connect. Car and driver become one. One rhythm. Builds, holds, breaks free. The feeling will find you. Mazda. Wonder awaits.
Ntwana, look at the wheels on that ride.
Hey, those will slap on my car when I get my cash back in just 2 years.
My cash back?
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah, boss.
So, no waiting 3 years to get something out?
Not with my cash back from My Way.
Introducing My Cashback from My Way. Stay claim-free for just 2 years and get 10% of your premiums back to live your way. Go to myway.co.za and get a quote today. My Cashback is a feature on qualifying products paid after 2 claim-free years and all premiums paid. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's and C's apply.
Love needs space. Space to be felt, to be shared, to be celebrated.
And that's why we created Lovers Rock.
On Saturday, the 14th of February, we're inviting you to join us at Ground in Muldersdrift
for a day filled with beautiful music, incredible food, and real connection.
Whether you're coming with your person, your friends,
or simply coming for yourself, you belong at Lovers Rock,
where lovers love to love.
Tickets are now available at loversrockfestival.co.za.
Powered by 947.
Cheers.
We love you.
Managing your workforce shouldn't be complicated. That's why businesses choose Onacy, a proudly South African cloud-based payroll and HR solution. From payroll and e-recruitment to performance management and self-service tools, we streamline the way businesses handle their people. Scalable, secure, and always online, our system evolves with your needs because your workforce deserves the best. Switch to Onacy and experience payroll and HR done right. Visit onacy.com today.
You may not know this, but that genius, Albert Einstein, he never wore socks. Which proves that even the smartest people aren't always smart. But you can shop like an absolute genius at DecoFern Furniture with unbeatable deals on office chairs, desks, and much more. Plus up to 50% off end-of-range items. Work smarter, study smarter, and definitely shop smarter at Decophone Furniture right now, in store or at decophoneSA.co.za.
There's an iPhone for everyone with this 2-for-1 iPhone 15 deal from Vodacom. Get the iPhone 15 128 gig double deal for just $1,099 per month over 36 months on our 1 gig Red Core plan and get a Flexi 90 plan on the second line. Add $79 per month over 36 months and get the Apple AirPods 4. Plus, enjoy 2 months free YouTube Premium. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together, Vodacom.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
And that's why I proudly present a true legend of the pen, Matselane Mamabolo.
My name is Morgan Bolton. I am the National Sports Editor for Independent Media. Matselane was, when I started, he was my mentor. He taught me everything I needed to know. I will be honest, growing up in an Afrikaans background, I know or knew very little about football, South African football specifically.
I think just a story about the Engie Kerk, somebody who's come through from a sheltered background.
I mean, the one thing about what the Star did for us is the race thing never really mattered. We used to go to the SAB. I didn't drink. I was always the only one. They always laughed at me. I would drink Fanta Orange and everybody was drinking beer. And I wasn't into rugby and everything. But it was like iron sharpening iron. We grew together.
MSW. MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. MSW.
Hi, Rob. I think Farouk is clutching his straws. I mean, it does not make any sense. From where I'm sitting, it's clear that Padela had a fight with Middendorp or whomever is there. Those people that he trusts, it might be that maybe they're imposing certain player that must be on the starting 11, or there is something that he's not telling us. The reasons that he's putting across don't make any sense. You can't win 2 out of 3, that is 66%, and you are still told that you didn't perform at position 6 and all of that. I don't think he's telling the truth. He must just come out and say Middendorp and the coach had a clash. He's got his own philosophy. Middendorp has got his own, and he trusts Middendorp more than the coaches that he employs. The next thing he's going to see will be fighting relegation. Pretoria.
Good evening, Robert Demen here. At play is decisiveness vis-a-vis indecisiveness. When you look at the state of Sundowns Football Club now, it's because of the latter, which is management being indecisive. And I guess prevention is better than cure. Durban City owner perhaps saw something. I don't blame him. Results sometimes can be a fluke, like how Cardoso started with Sundowns. So, Robert, it's all about how we interpret it. But I say thumbs up to him for releasing the coach as early as possible before everything becomes a mess. Good choice always.
Good evening, Rob. Uchiko Mdeni. Rob, Chairman Kadodia. I mean, they should just go straight to where we know they're heading to, which is appointing Middendorp to sit on the bench and move them out of the top 8 bracket. Because irrespective of his recent poor run of his coaching results with Cape Town Spurs, relegating them after they were relegated from the PSL, taking them down to APC Municipal League, they still have faith in him. So he must just sit on the bench and coach Durban City instead of them busy trying to bring in coaches while he's on the back seat and carrying the remote. Uchiko Mdini.
Hi, Robert. I'm also confused as you are. It looks like Mr. Karodia, he is hiring these guys without a clear mandate, because when he parted ways with Kevin Hunt, it was also about the philosophy. Now it's Padela, it's the same thing. How can he hire the people that are not going to fulfill his philosophy? Thank you, AB from Naturena.
AB and Naturena, thank you so much indeed. Well, I was just given a post that came through about 2 hours ago from Ernest Middendorp on his Facebook account. Says clarification statement. I was not connected to Durban City FC at the time the club released Kevin Hunt at the end of November 25. I left the club at the end of September 25 and officially joined Durban City FC on the 15th of December 2025 in the role of technical director again. He says, I've no interest in, nor have I pursued the position of the head coach at Durban City. There has never been any intention or scenario in which I would follow Themba Badela in the head coach role. He says, throughout my tenure, I have fully supported the head coach, both professionally and structurally, in line with my mandate as technical director and in the best interest of the club, end quote. All right, so that's Ernest Middendorp putting it out there that he's not interested in coaching Durban City. And neither was he involved in Gavin Hunt losing his job. All right, Kaizer Chiefs, I see the fans are very, very happy. They're flying the South African flag very high in Africa. So 3 wins on the bounce in the CAF Confed Cup. A 2-1 takedown of Al Masri at the rocking new Piramogaba Stadium. What a vibe it was. And suddenly Amakosi sit proudly on top of Group D. 1 result away now from the quarterfinals. 1 hurdle that is left, which is Zamalek, who are looming large next weekend. But behind the wins, though, behind the goals, there's a deeper conversation that has to be had about player welfare, travel fatigue, and also whether the Premier Soccer League has truly had Kaizer Chiefs' backs during this demanding continental campaign. I mean, 5 games in 15 days, non-stop travel, hardly a training session, and a coach that's asking some very tough questions, not just for Kaizer Chiefs, but for South African football as a whole. And that is why joining us now to break it all down in the last 10 minutes of the show, the victory, the journey, the growing frustration, Kaizer Chiefs co-coach, a man at the heart of this African push, is Coach Khalil Ben Yusuf. Khalil, thank you so much indeed for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Fine, thank you so much.
Well, firstly,
Thanks for this.
Congratulations. I mean, how proud of you of this team after that 2-1 win over Al Masri and going top of Group D.
Thank you so much. It was a critical week for us and it was difficult. So we were playing, let me say, 2 of our very strong game in this month. It was Nedbank game and knockout. And after 2 days, we are in situations also we have to win because any result without winning this game, it will put us out of this competition. I'm so happy for the second game. Sorry for the first game against Stellenbosch we lost. But also I'm so happy. I'm so proud of the player. I'm so proud for the reaction. They show that they are mentally strong and every time we ask to fight for the team, they answer always that they are ready.
I was going to ask you, though, I mean, what is it about this group of players? I mean, I've seen the character, the maturity within the squad itself. What do you tie it down to? Just the improved performances here, Coach?
To be honest, it's not only me. It's all technical staff coming from the doctors, coming from the mentally doctor, all the technical staff. We are working each one of us. We have, as I mentioned, some players to discuss with them. The most important thing that we keep our players always confident. You don't have to think about bad things. Always positive vibe, to think positive. You have to continue to fight. Okay, you have to learn from your mistake, but you don't have to spend a lot of time when it's bad result or bad performance. You have just to check, learn, and to continue forward and to continue to fight. So I have to say thank you for all the technical staff, the medical staff, all of them, because really we are working as a family. Each one of us have his mission, how he can help the team. And finally, we are fighting, all of us, for the same badge.
And when we look ahead now briefly, when you look at a big game against Zamalek, I mean, how do you approach the game where obviously a draw will be enough, but the stakes are pretty high here?
Thanks for the question. I think we start from today to watch Zamalek game. Always it's difficult game because when teams try to play just to finish with draw, it's difficult because thinking to make only draw, that it can cost you to lose the game. For us, we'll play as a normal game, as a final cup, same. Really, every game we take it as a final cup. We have to fight to win this game. We'll go to play to win the game, 3 points, and we will try in worst case scenario to come back with 1 point. I think this kind of game against Zamalek in Egypt, with the fans of Zamalek, with the experience of Zamalek. Our players, they don't need motivation to play this game. It's one of I think it's one of the strong games it will be for this season, and I hope that we'll be ready.
I mean,
to fight and to continue.
Yeah, I was going to say, Coach, that a big concern with all this workload that you have, you know, both physically, mentally with the players. You've also had to take a couple of injuries as well to a lot of very key players. Now, one of the things that you raised concern about is the PSL schedule. I mean, how difficult is it preparing when you've had weeks without proper training sessions in between?
Yeah, it's difficult because always when you had a long FIFA break, so you know the body of the player is out of the competition for a lot of time. So when you come back with a lot of games, a lot of physical work, it can cost for the player injury. So for that we was in situation to manage with the GPS, with our fitness coach, with the doctor. We meet every day before the training session. We discuss a lot about with the player to see because also the player he can feel his body, he can understand his body better than the GPS, better than all the statistics and all the results. So we was managing all the situation. Finally, we was unlucky against Stellenbosch. We lost Miguel. He will be out for 1 month. And I think I have to say congratulations, like I said, for all the technical staff. I think after this big games, I think that we was lucky to finish with only one injury.
I mean, do you believe, though, Coach, that the league has done enough, though, to protect the teams representing South Africa in these CAF competitions?
I don't know. It's for you to answer about this kind of question. For me, I discussed yesterday in the press conference. Let's discuss about the future. Let's discuss about the Zamalek game. It's better now. Everything is done. We don't have to discuss about what it was before. I think the most important thing that now we have to continue forward, to continue to fight. I think now from 3 teams of South Africa, now only 2 teams, they will continue to fight until the last moment. Let's keep going. Let's keep motivating, and let's keep positive. And I hope we will be qualified as Sundowns, and we continue to represent South Africa in both competitions.
Well, this is what it means, Coach. Some of the fans who've sent us voice notes are very, very happy with the performance. Listen to this.
Greetings, Rob, to you and the MSW shareholders. Great weekend it was. It was good to see Chiefs back on winning ways. I mean, 3-on-3. I mean, they are on the summit of Triple C. I mean, in CAF football. I mean, that is very good. We just need a point, and then we progress to the quarterfinals. I think it was just a good game for us, Rob. And Amakosa Jabulile, Squibble Pigs, Pretoria.
Squibble Pigs, thank you very much indeed. Amakosa Jabulile. Coach, just maybe your final thoughts here, your message to the many faithful Kaizer Chiefs supporters as this CAF journey reaches a very crucial moment.
I have to say thank you so much for them. I think everywhere we travel, everywhere we play, always they are behind us. They give us a lot of support, and I think the minimum of what we can do for them it's to come back with qualification from Egypt. I believe that the player knows the importance of this game. I believe also that we are doing great job. We are doing great performance. And I think we'll continue to fight for them, for the badge, to be in the quarterfinal, inshallah, next week.
Inshallah, indeed, Coach. Thank you so much indeed for chatting to us. And hopefully one of these days you'll pop into studio for a more in-depth conversation. All the best.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much, Mabel. Thank you.
That's Kaizer Chiefs co-coach there, Khalil Ben Yusuf, chatting to us all things to do with CAF and their prospects.
Hi, Rob. It's Somniaji from Eden here. Greetings to you and greetings to everyone at MSW. Rob, what a weekend of sporting. To be honest with you, if Roland Kwena was fired for not winning the Champions League, I don't see what's stopping Sundowns from firing this Cardoso guy. I don't know, maybe it's financial terms that goes with it when you're firing someone who still has an existing contract.
Yeah, what does it take to fire? So maybe let me give you a quick update as far as the T20 World Cup cricket is concerned. Remember, Canada were chasing 214 runs. So they need what now? 78 runs and 14 balls to win. Can they do that? They sit at 136 for 7 as it stands right now. Marawa Sports Worldwide. Tune in again tomorrow for the show. Proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Play the game again. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW. Live now on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM and Soweto Live. At the same time. #MSW.